Yeah, because Brandy, we could be seeing this system potentially threaten portions of the Texas coastline all the way out there to the Florida coastline. That's where the models do have that discrepancy going on. As you can see, the various computer models right there, the spaghetti plots. And yeah, southeastern Texas is right there, seeing a few models getting closer and closer. But at least one thing we have going for us, history going back all across all the records, showing that Texas has not had a landfalling tropical storm nor hurricane this late in the season. But this being 2020, yeah, anything can really happen at this point. So we're keeping our eyes on where the models are all clustered together, which shows that going towards potentially southeastern Louisiana as we go through the next several days. Let's track it right here for you. Zeta eventually making its first landfall up near Cozumel and then eventually the Yucatan Peninsula Monday night into Tuesday morning as a strong tropical storm or a weak Category 1 hurricane, and eventually it goes upward across the Gulf of Mexico, turning to the right, making that jog up towards southeastern Louisiana, heading into, say, late Wednesday into Thursday morning, where eventually it will weaken as it moves further inland over time and eventually fade away down to a remnant low. But nonetheless, Louisiana could have another landfalling tropical system. They already had Laura, they already had Delta, and they had Marco earlier on. I think it's even one more I'm forgetting. The season has had so much tropical storm activity. We've already blown through the Atlantic regular name list and going through the Greek list right here, where we can definitely cross Zeta off the list. Let's see if we get to Eta as we go through the next several weeks, because of course the season doesn't officially end until the end of November. Outside, speaking of tropics, we're looking out there towards the Kima area, down towards the Gulf of Mexico in the distance, where we do have those cloudy skies up above. Temperatures are in the low 70s. And looking back into yesterday's time frame in Houston, we saw a high of 72 degrees. Normal high is 80 degrees. It was a cool and crisp day with eventually that sun shining on during the afternoon hours. And other temperatures across the board show some spots did not make it out of the 60s. Closer down to the Gulf, many locations did get into the low 70s. Remember, average high is 80 degrees. Temperatures have risen over the past 24 hours by several degrees, so it's a milder start to the day than yesterday. And we do see scattered clouds coming and going from time to time, with us going through your day today, getting more sun coming our way. Temperatures on the rise to the low 70s and eventually the upper 70s in many spots. High pressure is dominating our weather landscape for the time being, but this area of low pressure will eventually drift on down to the southeast, making its way across Texas over time, bringing the rain chances go through Monday to Tuesday. Then its cold front slides through, bringing cooler weather along the way. We'll eventually see that system swing out of here as we go through Wednesday into Thursday's time frame. High pressure drops down, brings us another cool blast of air across the area. That's why those temperatures Thursday into Friday will get only up into the upper 60s for highs, lows in the 50s, but at least the air out and about will be nice and pleasant. We'll have fair skies and we'll continue that trend all the way into Halloween coming on up, Brandy, not too long from now.
It's crazy to know that we're waking up to temperatures in the 60s this morning, and those are going to be our highs in just a couple of days. Yeah.